So the NBA releases starters for the NBA All-Star game for the East and West. All right. I'm going to go through the starters, but I just got a few questions as it pertains to the West. Raising my eyebrows at the East. Let's dive into it. Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic. No problems there. My top two MVP contenders right there. Obviously, I picked Luka Doncic at the start of the season, playing great basketball. No problems. Luka, Jokic, LeBron, those three I'm cool with. Zion Williamson raises a question mark, okay? Zion is one of the biggest young stars in the league. Steph Curry is two-time MVP, first unanimous, four-time champ, greatest shooter of all time. The list goes on. You can speak all day about these two men. I raise a question because Zion's only played 29 games. Steph's only played 33 games. They couldn't find anybody else more deserving based on the amount of time that they've played to fill those two roles. I find that hard to believe. Check this out. Zion Williamson, 29 games, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 1.1 steals, 0.6 blocks, 60 from the field, 37 from three, 71 from the free throw line. No issues at all. Those are great numbers. If we're talking about front court players, the next option based on Zion only playing 29 games, I would have to say Domantas Sabonis from the Sacramento Kings. Played 45 games, but look at the numbers. 18.4 points, 12.4 rebounds, 7.3 assists. He's the starting big man for that team, and he's leading them in assists, similar to how Nikola Jokic is doing for the Denver Nuggets. 0.8 steals, 0.4 blocks, 60 from the field, 37 from the three-point range, and 75 from the free throw line. Very similar numbers after we get past, as far as shooting percentages go, they're very similar. But the games played make a big difference because guess what? The Sacramento Kings are a slot above the New Orleans Pelicans in the rankings. I would actually slide Sabonis into the starting picture. Now, let's talk about Steph Curry, okay? I went down the list of all of his accolades and the reason why he's a legend. Top 75 all time, one of the greatest point guards in NBA history, top 10 point guards in NBA history, might I add. Okay? But he's played 33 games, 29 points a game, 6.2 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 1 steal, 0.4 blocks. John Morant, on the other hand, this would be my pick to fill that slot. Played 40 games, 27 points, 5.5 rebounds, 8.0 assists, 1.0 steals, 0.3 blocks, 46 from the field, 31 from the three-point range, and 74 from the line. Now look, Steph is shooting basically a 50-40-90. He's 48 from the field, 42 from three, 91 from the free throw line. But the Golden State Warriors are a 9th seed right now. John Morant is currently sitting in the 2nd seed. Let's take another look at this from a different angle. Currently, Steph Curry and Zion Williamson do not count as statistical leaders for their teams at any stat. Not points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, shooting percentage, none of it. Because they have not played an appropriate amount of games or appropriate percentage of games to be considered in those key statistical categories. If I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors, it is listing Jordan Poole as their leading scorer with 21 a game. Same thing with New Orleans Pelicans. It is listing CJ McCollum as their leading scorer, even though Zion's got 26 and Steph's leading the Warriors technically with 29 a game. So if they don't have enough games under their belt to be considered in statistical categories when you're looking at league leaders or team leaders, how are they in a position to be starters for the All-Star game? That's just my perception of the situation. Now look, Zion and Steph, rightfully so, will be All-Star game participants. I think they should be reserves in this scenario, simply because the game's played. Sabonis, John Morant, they had better be voted in by coaches as reserves because, like I said, the Kings are in the top 4 seeds. Not only that, they're a slot above the New Orleans Pelicans in number 3. And might I just throw in there that Mike Brown should be considered in the Coach of the Year conversations. I don't know if that's been going around, but most definitely. I said at the start of the season during the previews, Mike Brown is going to make this team one of the best defensive teams in the league. I'm not sure on the numbers, but that was just my perception, and I felt like that would make them a better team. Sabonis is a big cause of that. Playing great basketball. Like I said, 7.3 assists. He should be a starter. Now, I told you I had a little bit of an eyebrow raise at something. If we look over to the Eastern Conference, Donovan Mitchell is starting. No problems there. Cleveland's playing great. Giannis, Jason Tatum, MVP candidates. And Kyrie Irving. No problems. No problems at all. But I do raise issue with one thing. Joel Embiid is also an MVP candidate. Granted, he's played about 35 games. I'm okay with that. I'm not mad at that. Kevin Durant's played 39. Let's look at Joel Embiid's numbers, though. Joel Embiid's averaging 33.6 points a game, 9.8 rebounds, 4.2 assists a game, 1 steal, almost 2 blocks, around 53 to 55% from the field, 86 from the line, and 34 from 3. KD's around 29.7, 6.7 rebounds, 5.3 assists, almost a steal a game, almost 2 blocks a game for KD. Playing great basketball defensively, 55% from the field, 93 from the free throw line, and almost 40 from 3. I'm not saying that KD doesn't deserve to start. What I'm saying is you have to consider what is happening right now. And Kevin Durant hasn't been seen for a few weeks, and he's bound to miss another week or 2 in the near future. The distance between the next guy and the MVP voting and Kevin Durant is going to grow exponentially based on the next 5 to 10 games that are going to be played within the next 2 weeks. And because it's an MCL, I don't expect him to come back and start dropping 30 right off the bat. Granted, it's Kevin Durant. He's done so time and time again where he just comes back and he looks like the KD of old. He's one of the best ever to do it. But right now, all-star voting, Joel Embiid should be a starter. In my opinion, he got snubbed from the starting lineup of the All-Star game. Can't wait to see who is drafted where. Supposedly they're supposed to wait until the actual game. I kind of like that. Adds more of a pickup feel to it. But hey, like I said, I only raise an eyebrow, not too many ejections. Let me know in the comments what you think.